Without further ado, I now call upon the first speaker of today's debate. That would be Summer. Summer, whenever you are ready, I will start the timer.
Teammates ready?
Yes.
Opponents ready? Judges ready? My time starts now. Hello, Judge. I'm the first speaker of the pro team, and we strongly agree with the resolution that public colleges and universities in developed nations should be tuition-free. Our framework is whichever team benefits the students' academics most wins this debate. I have 4 contentions to support my claim. Contention 1, it will reduce the amount of student debt being carried over time. From 2011 to 2015, the amount of student loan debt associated with college attendance rose by 39%, reaching $1.3 trillion. Student loans are the most common type of financial aid that is requested by college students. A survey from the Harvard Kennedy School's Institute of Politics found that 51% of Americans between ages 18 and 29 support eliminating tuition and fees at public colleges and universities for students from families that make up to $125,000 and making community college tuition free for all income levels for an estimated cost of $47 billion. Student loans can impact students by giving them stress and depression, which then leads to poor grades, health problems, etc. Therefore, with free colleges, it will benefit them when not having to deal with debt. The impact of this contention is that it will reduce student debt and they won't have to experience stress over trying to repay it. Contention 2, it will allow more students to focus on their education. When there's less debt involved, students can focus more on their schoolwork and less on trying to find a job to pay for those expenses. To add on, students working at part-time jobs trying to pay the loans will have a full schedule along with reduced time to study. Therefore, free colleges and universities lead to higher grades and better job opportunities in the future for the students. The impact of this contention is that students can focus more on their education rather than repaying their debt. Contention 3, it would allow more students to go to college. If colleges and universities are free, then it would encourage more students to go. As long as a GED or high school diploma is earned, then it will be possible to attend college or university. That process will also make it possible for those who have not fully invested in their education, providing an incentive to go back to school after dropping out, along with ensuring worrying families that the tuitions will be free and that they don't need to stress over the debt. The impact of this contention is that more students will be able to go back to college. Contention 4, a more educated population will have economic and social benefits for the country. If more students were living up to their potential of getting a college degree and getting a decent job, there will be positive effects. Proponents of free colleges argue that the change would boost the country's productivity and GDP, since students sorted themselves into more suitable, higher-paying jobs. According to the New York Times, Should Colleges Be Free by the Learning Unit, published September 20th, 2019, there are also social benefits to having more educated populace and helping young people find their path. Interest and enjoyment from a field of study also helps students stick with it and avoid burning out. The impact of this contention is that more students will be educated and it will economically and socially benefit the country. So Judge, do you want to live in a world where students and parents don't have to deal with debt and students are educated and responsible? Then vote for the pro team. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Summer, for that wonderful speech. I now call upon the first speaker of the con team, Isabella, to begin her speech. Isabella, whenever you're ready, you have 4 minutes of speech time.
So judge ready, opponents ready, team ready. My time starts now. Today, I am very proud to represent the pro team.
Con team.
What?
We're con.
Oh, the con team in the motion. Wait, where is it? In the motion, public colleges and universities in developed nations should be tuition free. Our framework is that whichever side benefits everyone in society more should win this debate. Our first contention is that paying is the fairest system. So students benefit the most from college, so they should be the ones who pay. According to John Siegel, a college degree helps students to get better jobs in the future. So students should be the ones who pay for their education as it benefits them the most. The money has to come from somewhere, so other people will have to pay for it through taxes. According to Wesley Whistle, recent polling showed that a mere 30% of likely voters strongly supported such a policy, and the idea of expanding federal aid tested 18 percentage points higher. The impact of this is that public colleges and universities will need to get their money from taxes, and people in society will have to pay for it. This impact has a big magnitude as everyone who lives in developed nations will have to pay some money. Our second contention is that making college tuition free will not help students a lot. According to Hetching report, in a study conducted in 2018, only 20% of the average students at a public college's annual budget is tuition. The rest is room and board, books and supplies, transportation, and other expenses such as food. The impact of this is that free college will not lessen the budget that students have to pay by a lot. So students will still have a debt after graduation. Our third contention is that free college doesn't improve graduation rates. Students won't work that hard if there is free college. According to Catherine Howard, a PhD, university students won't work as hard if there is free colleges because they will have a mental thought thinking about how they don't need to cherish their chance in college. Evidence has shown that students don't graduate even with tuition-free schools. According to the OECD, Germany is a country where college tuition is free, but only 24% of students from age 20 to 29 has obtained a college degree. Also, one school tested the program and got poor results. According to a recent study by Indiana University, only 30% of community college students completed their 2-year program within 6 years, and only 7.7% completed a 4-year institution within a 6-year time frame. More significantly, almost half of all first-time community college students stopped attending without earning any type of degree. Also, according to Soren Nedergaard, an official in Denmark's Ministry of Higher Education and Science, it has expanded over the years. So university students, when this reform was decided, were spending a year and a half more enrolled in school than they were supposed to. The impact of this is that making college free will not actually motivate students to get an education and graduate. This means that regular citizens will pay for nothing. And the main benefit people think free college has students graduating does not happen. So we strongly believe that public colleges and universities in developed nations should not be tuition free. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isabella, for that wonderful speech. I now give the floor to Summer. You have 3 minutes of crossfire time. Summer, whenever you are ready, feel free to start with your questions.
Crossfire time starts now. How can students who have to deal with debt focus on their studies when they need to focus on repaying it?
As we're saying that some students are able to, and also some students are able to pay for their college tuitions after they go to college, or they can have, they can pay and go to.
I'm asking for the students who have to pay debt. How can they focus on their studies when they need to repay it?
And also, we have also said that making college tuition free will not help students a lot because they have to pay.
I'm asking you a question.
Students have to work with debt even in their scenario.
Well, like students will also work with debt in your scenario because they will have to pay back for their other things that they have.
So if they need to pay back, how are they focus on their studies?
They need to pay back.
You can't just tell her what to say.
Yeah, this is a crossfire between Summer and Isabella, and I would ask for Rachel not to add on anything.
Okay. They will also have to pay for money if in your scenario when school is tuition free. So we are saying that making college tuition free won't help them a lot because they will
asking you how would they focus on their academics when they need to repay debt?
They can also still focus on them because they can work when on the free time after they have finished.
How will they have free time when they have to work at part-time jobs to repay it?
No, they can have they can study their homework and do all those stuff first and then do what their part-time jobs are. And they will need to pay back in even if schools are tuition free.
But are you sure that they have enough time to do all that?
Well, I'm not sure, but some people.
If you're not sure, then how do you prove that they have the time to do it?
Because we're talking about how college students and they know their time management, and we have also stated that.
How do you prove that they know their time management?
Well, because they want to know this and they want to
Why do they want to?
Because they want to graduate.
How do they want to graduate?
Yeah.
Isn't the point of college helping them improve their academics? You just
Yeah.
don't like pay for college and then you just graduate.
Time,
They're focusing.
time, guys. Thank you very much, Summer and Isabella, for that great crossfire. I now call upon the second speaker for the pro team. In this case, that is Jessica. Jessica, whenever you are ready, I will start the timer. You have 4 minutes of speech time.
Okay, teammates ready?
Yes.
Opponents ready?
Yes.
Judge ready? My time starts now. I'm the second speaker of the pro team, and me and my partner strongly believe that public college and universities in developed nations should be tuition free. Our framework is whichever team benefits the academics more should win the debate. Should college be free? The affordability of college education, as well as the current student debt crisis, is always one of the center stage issues for presidential political seasons. In fact, many candidates build their platform around college costs as a key issue. First of all, they stated that people would not focus in class because the college is free, but it will give more people an opportunity to go to college rather than only the rich families. Although, how does that have to deal with free college or not? College being free doesn't mean that you don't need to get into college, so it wouldn't happen. Education is important, but not everybody can afford it. By offering free college tuition would make it possible for more people to pursue higher education. The bright young people who currently skip college because they can't afford it will have the opportunity to get a degree and get better jobs. And the high cost of a degree would no longer be an obstacle. According to standards.senate.gov, the government would cover 67% of the cost, which would be the majority. Also, if you're poor and you finally have the chance to go to college, why wouldn't you value it? Even though the others will have to pay for their tuition eventually, but people need more choices for their major. It is totally worth it. If more Americans were living up to their potential, getting a college degree and getting better jobs or more options to choose from, there will be positive effects. Students will have more freedom to choose a major they enjoy or want. Proponents of free college argue that the change would boost the country's productivity and gross domestic products as people sort themselves into sustainable, higher paying jobs. There are also social benefits to having a more educated populace and helping young people find their paths. People might not work as hard, but they have a broader choice of college, which is worth for them to pay. As you can not imagine all the great resources that is wasted. The debt would also decrease if the tuition is free. According to voanews.com, 2/3 of Americans have a major regret relating to their college experience, and 36% of them would change their majority if they have the choice too. Many people have a dream and they want to follow it and become more successful. They would also want to get in the major they like and want to be in. Without college and universities' help, people can't pursue their dream and might not even get a job. Because the current college education system leaves many students with high amount of debt, students' choices are contained. They may choose a major they don't really love simply because it promises a higher future salary. They might go to college that's not the best one they could get in just because it's cheaper. They might take fewer risks later in life because of their debt. High level of debt discourage people from starting business, moving to another city in search of better job opportunities or changing jobs. If you eliminate students' loan debt, you eliminate these problems with benefits for students and for the overall economy. This is why the pro team should win the debate and public colleges and universities in developed nations should be tuition free. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jessica, for that wonderful speech. Now we have Rachel as the rebuttal speaker for the con team. Rachel, whenever you are ready, I will start the timer. You have 4 minutes of speech time, and then we will have the cross round.
Judges ready, opponents ready, team ready. My time starts now. In this debate today, I am so proud to represent the con side. In this rebuttal speech, I will first rebut their reasons and talk about a solution we can improve on so that will solve all the issues that our opponent has talked about. So first of all, I will rebut their arguments. Their first argument is that free college reduces student debt, and they give evidence about how how students have debts, but they did not give any evidence about how free college significantly reduces student debt. And as we already said in our evidence, according to a hedging report in a study conducted in 2018, only 20% of the average student at a public college's annual budget is tuition. So free tuition will not improve debt by a lot. The second reason was that allow more students to focus on their education. But as we have already said, our second contention about how tuition isn't the main part of college doesn't support it. So students will still graduate with a massive loan. Their third reason is allow more students to go to college. While we agree with it, there is a better solution, which I will talk about later. And the fourth is that educational and social benefits, and I will cover this in the solution afterwards. So now that I've rebutted their arguments, I will talk about the solution we will propose to solve this issue. So we also believe in giving an opportunity for students to attend college, but we believe that free tuition is not the way. The government just needs to expand their financial aid and grants to poor students by giving a financial grant to low and middle income families. What do I mean by this? I mean that the government looks at each family's income and decides how much money to give this family. For example, if there is a family that doesn't have a lot of money, the government will give them a grant that covers not only tuition but also books, transportation, rooms and boards, and all this stuff. This will make college more affordable to those who need it. And to middle income families, they will give some money, but not a lot, because we still think that students benefit the most from college, so they should be the ones who pay for it. So if we give them a few, the students can still pay for the college themselves while the parents or the students themselves also pay for college. And this, as I already said, this solution covers not only tuition but also room and board and this stuff. But you guys might be asking, where do you get this money? Well, making public schools tuition free will also need money. So we will instead take that money and use it for our solution, because our solution is actually cheaper, because instead of giving money to rich students only, we only give money to those who need it, and then we give enough money so they don't have to graduate with a massive debt. And according to our evidence, many people agree with our solution. According to Wesley Whistle, as stated by our first speaker, recent polling showed that a mere 30% of likely voters strongly supported the free tuition policy, but the idea of expanding federal aid tested 18 percentage points higher. This is for a reason. This is because citizens believe that government should only spend its precious money on the students who need this money to go to college, not all students, rich and poor. Because we believe that all students should be given the opportunity to go to college, and giving grants to those who need it proportional to the amount of income and not only covering tuition is the best solution. So please, judge, if you agree with this solution, please vote for our team. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Now I give the floor to Jessica. Jessica, whenever you're ready, you can start with your crossfire questions. You have 3 minutes.
So you guys talk about the solution to the college students still having debt after they graduate, but wouldn't that makes it not fair for the richer family, because they also have to, because they also earn their money. They don't just.
the richer families can pay for college themselves. The purpose, as you stated in your speech for free tuition, is to give the middle and lower class families a chance to go to college. And so this will bring the most benefits to the lower and middle class families, leading to more equality, because the richer families already have an opportunity to go to college.
But the poor ones, it should be the same. So if the poor ones need money, then the richer ones should also have the advantage of not paying for college.
Well, this is kind of like financial aid, and that's already like given by top colleges like Yale and Harvard. They look at the family's income and decide whether to give them financial aid or not. Grants are to help people in need because these students need it. The main purpose you guys stated in your speech about free tuition is to help those students in need who cannot pay for their college.
Okay, you can ask your question.
Okay, can you please explain why your solution for tuition-free college is better than our solution for grants to be given to only those who need it and to cover all expenses, not just the tuition?
Okay, so even if there is no free tuition college, they would also have to pay for their own materials. And that is not in the tuition part. So our solution is to make this advantage to everyone, not only to the poor families. And if your solution passed, then everybody would just become the same, and that is not fair for the rich.
No,
rich
not
families.
everybody will become the same. The four families.
No, but if the rich families keep paying, they would eventually become the same, and the poor families will keep getting the advantage.
So are you saying that the government should spend precious money on the families that don't really need it instead of allocating it to the poor families who actually
Well,
need
you guys
it?
also said that
Graduate was a massive
the
debt.
government doesn't pay. It comes from taxes and stuff like that. So isn't that the same? Then what will happen is the rich family will pay for not only their own college tuition, they also have to pay for the poor ones, which is even more unfair.
Well, we believe that our solution is cheaper than the all-free college tuition proposed by your team. So if your solution was the better one and the government were to do that, they would still need to charge taxes.
Thank you very much to both Jessica and Rachel for this wonderful crossfire. I now call upon the third speaker in today's debate for Team Pro, that is Summer. Summer, whenever you're ready to give your summary speech, please feel free to start.
Teammates ready.
Yes.
You have 3 minutes.
Opponents ready. Opponents ready. Judges ready. My time starts now. Hello, Judge. I'm the third speaker of the Pro team, and we strongly agree with the resolution that public colleges and universities in developed nations should be tuition-free. Our framework is whichever team benefits the students' academics most wins this debate. Our team has stated 4 contentions why colleges and universities in developed nations should be tuition-free. The 4 contentions include reducing debt, making students focus on their education, allowing more students to go back to school, and having economic and social benefits for the country, along with providing a large quantity of evidence. The other team has stated 3 contentions, which include not improving graduation rates, not helping students, and paying is being a fair system. But they have accidentally said the wrong side of speech, and they didn't independently do the crossfire. Therefore, this proves that the other team is not fully prepared. Now moving on to the clashes. One of the main clashes of this debate is debt. The other team has stated that students are able to plan out their time and do their schoolwork and then try to fix the debt. However, they do not have sufficient evidence to back up this claim, making it only an assumption. Therefore, our team won this clash. Another one of the main clashes of this debate is the students' academics. The other team has stated that more students will graduate with tuitions. However, how can students be able to study when they need to repay debt? Therefore, if tuitions are free, there will be more educated population because they can focus more on their studies, and it would have economic and social benefits for the country. Therefore, our team also won this clash. The last main clash of this debate is graduation rates. The other team has stated that less students graduate if there are free tuitions. However, students don't just go to college to get a degree and leave. No, they go to learn. Many tuition-free colleges are made because it's helping those who are not able to afford college to get a chance to learn, and they will take it for granted. Therefore, our team has also won this clash. This proves that our team is winning this debate. So Judge, would you rather want to live in our world where students and parents don't have to deal with debt and students are educated and responsible, therefore economically and socially benefiting the country? Or do you want to live in the other team's world where students' academics are suffering because they need to repay debt? Thank you.
We would like to use 1 minute.
Thank you very much.
Our prep time.
Thank you very much, Summer, for that speech. I will allow the 1 minute and 30-second prep time, which will start now.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay, thank you very much. Isabella, whenever you are ready. Sure, you have 3 minutes of speech time.
So, judge ready? Opponents ready? Teammates ready? My time starts now. So today I will be representing the con team as the third speaker. So today I have identified one major clash point, which is grants versus tuition free for everyone. So grants are better than tuition free because grants are more fair. In a free tuition world, the government has to either allocate money from the military or tax citizens. However, a lot of the students going to a public college are students who can afford the college. We believe that the fairest way to give an opportunity to all students to go to college is to have grants. The poor families will get money that covers books, transportation, rooms, and tuition. The middle-income families will get a proportional amount of money to what they make, while the high-income families don't need any money to go to college. This allows for middle and lower class families to get financial aid on all parts of the school budget because they need it, and this is why, as the first and second speaker already said, according to Wesley Whistle, recent polling showed that a mere 30% of likely voters strongly supported such a policy, and the idea of expanding federal aid tested 18 percentage points higher. This is because citizens don't like the idea of governments allocating precious money to students who don't need it. They have stated that it is unfair, but their policy of free tuition's main purpose is to help students who need debt. This solution allows that the students who need the most help to receive the help that they need, while also giving the higher class students an opportunity to attend college. The world already has these grants. We are just calling for them to increase. Judge, if you want a world that is fair and gives all students an opportunity, please vote for our team. And yeah, and so in conclusion, we believe that public colleges and universities in developed nations should be tuition free. Should not be tuition free. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isabella. I will now start the grand crossfire. We'll have 3 minutes for the grand crossfire. The first word is given to Team Pro. Team Pro, whenever you are ready, you can start asking your questions.
Okay, crossfire time starts now. So you talked about raising taxes as a solution if the tuitions are free. However, in developed nations, the majority of the population are able to afford the raised taxes. How do you explain that?
So we believe that like our solution is cheaper than your solution, and raising taxes will give money for both of our solutions, but we need less taxes than your solution. So do you agree that the main purpose of your policy about having colleges tuition free is to give poor and middle income students a chance to attend college?
Yes.
But it also have to be fair for everybody, and it should not only apply to the low income family and the middle income family. It should apply to everybody.
A lot of schools nowadays are unfair. According to Harvard, Yale, and all these Ivy League schools, they give financial aid based on how much the student's family earns. So we believe that, and nowadays there are also grants, and grants also only give the monies to the students who need it. And no one complained about how it is unfair because the rich families understand that the poor families are more in need and less fortunate than them, so they are willing to let the poor families have some extra benefits.
Therefore, you're rebutting your own point because one of your points is paying everyone paying taxes or the tuitions.
Yeah,
Also, you guys also said that higher income family have to pay more if the free tuition thing is going to happen, which makes it fair that the higher income family is paying and then paying more than the low income family.
That's because the higher income families don't need these grants to go to school. The higher income families understand that the lower income families need these grants because they can't afford going to college without a big debt. And like you guys all said, a lot of students graduate with a debt, and students need to work extra hard.
I believe it's our question.
Well, I'm not done answering it. And students need to work extra hard to pay for it. So and also, even if we have free college, students will need to pay other expenses. So this.
We already answered your question.
But even if it's
Time, guys. Thank you very much to both teams for taking part in the Grand Crossfire. Now we will hear from the first final focus speaker, Jessica. Jessica, whenever you are ready, I will start the timer.
Wait, Jessica, do you want to use the prep time? Just use the rest of the prep time.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. Teammates ready?
Yes.
Opponents ready? Judge ready? My time starts now. I'm the fourth and final speaker for the pro team. Public college and universities in developed nations should be tuition free. In fact, many candidates build their platform around college costs as a key issue. Just a reminder that our framework is whichever team benefits the academics more should win the debate. Even if depth might not improve by a lot, but at least it decreased and it's not as high as it would be if tuition isn't free. This is better than if the depth didn't decrease at all. Their solution is not fair for all and it should not be used since they're only benefiting the poor family and not the rich families. Also, their first and third speaker have missaid and their second speaker have agreed with us, which makes them not prepared enough. And their second and fourth speaker have always been reminding the first and third speaker of what to say, and that is not fair. Imagine a world where people have the ability to achieve something and not being able to do it because of a cost. This is what would happen if there is no tuition-free college and universities in developed nations. You would not want to live in that world. I bet you would rather live in a world that have a peaceful life, with a lot of elites and advanced technology where everyone can pursue their dream and live to their ability. With tuition-free college and universities in developed nations, that is not a dream anymore. College and universities in developed nations will be free for much more people to afford education and be who they want to be. Everyone will be happy with their life while pursuing their dream as successful as they can ever be. People will be able to do what they wish for and afford it, which will give back to the country by being a hard worker. People will finally be happy, will finally live to their will, not struggling with economy. Judge, everyone deserves a chance. The pro team should win the debate, and the public college and universities should be free. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jessica, for that wonderful speech. I now call upon Rachel, the last speaker of today's debate. Rachel, whenever you're ready, I will start the timer.
Judge ready, opponents ready, team ready. My time starts now. In this debate today, I am so proud to represent the con team. Before I start talking about why we won, I would like to say that the mistakes from the first and third speaker were mouth slips, and the debate shouldn't be judged on them. So now I will start the speech about how we have won this debate. The only things that our opponents have brought into this debate are evidence that supports our side and how our solution isn't fair. So as I have already explained all the benefits that our solution has and how our solutions solves all these problems without depth and solves all these problems without depth, and students needing to work extra hard for their income even better than free college does. So, and it is fair because, as we have already stated, Ivy League colleges such as Harvard and Yale charge students tuition based on how much the student's family earns. So this has already been happening, and grants already exist in the real world. This is not a new solution, and no rich families have complained about how only poor people can get grants, because these grants are given only to families who can afford these, who cannot afford college, which is fair because we also believe in the opportunity for all students to attend college, and our solution is cheaper than making all colleges and tuition free for all students, rich and poor. And our solution also covers other expenses such as books, transportation, and rooms and boards. And so it saves money even better than their solution. Judge, do you want to live in a world that is fair and gives everyone a chance to attend college, whether or not they are rich or poor, and gives an opportunity and gives a grant proportional to how much a family makes, so that students can all students can go to college no matter if their family is higher class or lower class. If so, please vote for our team. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rachel, for that wonderful speech, and thank you to both teams for this wonderful performance in the finals today, and congratulations for reaching the finals as well. Now I would kindly ask you to leave the room and wait for the results, because as judges we'll need to deliberate a bit on the decision. And please follow the announcements on WeChat. We would post as soon as we have the decision. So once again, great job from Summer, Isabella, Jessica, and Rachel. You guys were awesome today. Thank you very much.